Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Night Popcorn. This is Jason.
And this is Kai, and we have another great discussion for you today. The movie of the day, we're still in the documentary documentary movies about making movies for this month. This is actually the last film for that. Today's film is Jackie Chan, My Stunts. It's from 1999. We'll still give you a spoiler warning. There's not really much. He kind of spoils it all for you. He gives you
Yeah,
the
right.
behind the scenes of how he
The
does
magic.
everything. Yeah, but still want to give spoiler warning and then give a brief description of the film. Jackie Chan, My Stunts is a rare glimpse into the mind and body of one of the greatest action stars of all time. In this documentary, Jackie Chan reveals the secrets behind his amazing stunts, from the simple to the spectacular. He shows how he uses everyday objects, clever tricks, and a precise timing to create thrilling and realistic scenes. He also shares his training methods, his philosophy, and his passion for his craft. Along the way, he revisits some of his most memorable stunts from his classic films, such as The Young Master, Police Story, which we watched, uh, and Rush Hour, and demonstrates how he choreographs and executes them with his loyal stunt team.
The boys.
So, what did you think?
I,
Uh,
I, my first comment to myself when I was watching it, I think you're like texting me like this is almost like a training video and stuff.
mhm.
But I was like, the way it starts off, like the documentary, like with all him kind of moving around, I was like, it reminds me of those '90s like fitness fucking
Yes,
videotapes where it's like
yes.
Tybo and like it's all that and
That's exactly how I felt when I turned it on. That's why I texted you that, because I was like, I don't know if this is what we were thinking. He's really just showing how he does his stunts.
but I think this documentary, so to speak,
Hmm?
really embodies what we're trying to look for in terms of like this the theme for this month of like documentaries that show you about making movies basically, and
Yes,
he makes different movies, and so
that's
he
true.
really went into like how do you break down the editing of this shot, how do you break down
Or
like
like where
how
you
do you break
stop.
that chair at the
Yeah,
right moment for it to explode when the dude kicks. So I think this is actually like really the truest version of what we are trying to look for with this like theme that we had for this month. And because like it's a different documentary because like it's literally just him explaining the
yeah,
behind the magic of his stunts.
and showing
So
it
it was
too.
interesting.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed this. I went into like that intro kind of threw me off. Uh, I don't know what I expected. He literally says Jackie Chan, my stunts. Like that's what we're gonna give you. But I think I was still coming off that enthusiasm for 7852. So I was expecting something like
Mhm.
that, like possibly him sitting in a chair and being like, okay, for this scene I did X, Y, and Z. But he was actually like demonstrating. He's like, hey, we have this chair that is not broken, and then we have this chair where the legs are cut in a certain way so that when it hits me, they explode, and we have to cut here and then pick right back up. So it was super super in depth.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if you noticed that he directed this documentary also, and
Yo,
and
Jackie Chan
so
does not get the credit he deserves for all the shit he does.
right.
He's so low
I was
key
so
about it.
surprised by that,
Yeah,
and but I think that's like what kind of contributed to like the different feel of this documentary, where Jackie Chan's like, "You want me to make a documentary about how I do my stunts? Like I'm not gonna make it like nice and cinematic. Like I'm gonna show you how I do these things."
yeah,
And I think that was like different because like the 7852, it like added to the story, the
hmm,
lore of that scene based off how the documentary was filmed and kind of
yeah,
like put together. This one, it's like, all right, well, like everything that I do hurts. Everything that I do either like also puts other people in danger and stuff. Not danger, and it's like controlled chaos.
Yeah.
So he's like, you want me to like talk about that and everything? And so it's like, I'm gonna show you how I do that. And and I think that's like what you asked for. And it's like, that's sort of like he directed Police Story. Like we saw that, and like, and Police Story is like one of the greatest action films that you can probably watch and
It's really
recommend to
good.
anybody. Like I
It's really
really
good.
think back on it, it's like, man, like that is a great movie.
Mhm.
And it, like it blows freaking, I would say it blows Die Hard out of the water, man. It's
You can't
like
say that.
because
That's
he,
not allowed to
yeah,
be said.
that's not allowed to say, even though I watched Die Hard this weekend and stuff, or this
It
past
is a
weekend.
Christmas movie.
Yeah, so but it's like the fact that like even in this documentary he explains like why he does a lot of like practical effects and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that adds to like you can watch Police Story and you're like, this looks much better than most of the movies that we watch now, because he's actually getting blown up and stuff and like
Yeah.
running through things and stuff, and it looks amazing, and like the way he does his like parkour, and it looks so effortless and all this, and it's like, I don't know, I'm just so amazed by like this dude is still doing stuff too
Yeah.
today.
I think that's the difference with like movies from back in the day, or like 70s, 80s, 90s versus more recent films, is there's two, and we've talked about it I don't know how many times, but the reliance on green screens and blue screens, you don't get the same feel that you did with practical effects and practical stunts. Like there's too many wide. Like Jackie Chan was just like, F it. Like if I get hurt, I get hurt. But this is gonna make this film that much better. And you saw that in Police Story. You saw that in freaking Rush Hour too. Like,
Right?
he didn't give a damn. He was just like, all right, let's try it. If it works, it works. But when it does work, it's gonna make this movie a classic.
Yeah, I don't know, and then he has his team around him too, like that whole aspect where he was kind of getting frustrated by that one dude that like wasn't getting the timing right,
Yeah.
and it was like, well, we need to like bring in a person that I'm used to, but that shows you the trust, the cohesiveness of like they understand, even like in the beginning of the documentary where he's like showing you things in like slow motion and he's telling his person to come up to him and like do this. It's like he's not
Oh, with
telling
the
them what to
sounds.
do. It's
Yeah.
like they all kind of just do it because it's like they all understand what he's asking or what they're like supposed to do in that situation. And so like that's where you see where it's like they understand each other, and like the whole sound thing that you're gonna
Yeah.
like go into, where it's like he can hear them differently, and he probably understands that they all sound different too. And I'm like, well, like one, it's like they've been together forever probably, and he's like he trusts these guys, and I was just very amazed by this.
I think that was my favorite part of the doc, was when he was explaining movies he used to watch, like kung fu films, and how there's like, oh, it's a group of people fighting one person, but they would fight that person one at a time. Okay, you come and fight me. Okay, now I kicked you to the curb, so now the next guy. And he was like, that's not what I wanted to do. So he had a crowd of people come at him at once, and he's trying to figure out how to prevent each one of them. And it just added to him, like his characters, because most movies didn't have that. Most movies were the boring, okay, you come at me, boom, now you're on the floor, you come at me. Like, Jackie was like, nah, get 10 people, let's do
it. And he's like putting it all together, and the way that they're showing like the skyscraper like movie that they were filming, like that end scene and everything, I was like, I don't know how the hell they're not freaking out, like standing on the side, even though they're like super safe, I guess. Like they're as safe as possible and everything, but they're still probably like, if you film that scene in America, they're probably like, oh no, everyone needs to have a tether, everyone needs, and Jackie Chan's like, what? Like I'm gonna jump on the side of the thing.
Just give me a trampoline on the bottom, I'm
good. I know how to fall, I'll survive.
Tuck and roll.
I'll put some apple crates at the apple crates that they fall onto at the bottom of the stuff.
Yeah, that man. Oh my goodness. Like, to know that he's still doing a lot of his stunts now, and he's like 70 plus or 80 is like, dude, stop it. Just
Right.
relax.
I don't know. I guess like the only downside to this documentary is like like how 90s it is, and that kind of takes you away from, I don't know, it adds to the documentary, but then it's like I kind of wrote down, it's almost like, remember that show on History Channel, I think it's going on, it's like Modern Marvels
Oh
with
yeah.
Jackie Chan, where it's like Jackie Chan is that modern marvel
Yeah.
basically. So it's like I think the 90s feel can detract someone from it,
Yeah.
but also it adds to it because it's like that's where he found his luster, basically, like in the 90s and early 2000s. And I don't know, I think that's like the only downside, where it's like like the the production level is not like 7852. That's like an actual
Oh yeah.
like film, I
That was a
think,
movie.
or like
Yeah.
it's like an instructional training video.
Mm-hmm. It should be right next to Tybo for real, like, or P90X.
Right.
Then you got Jackie Chan my stunts. But I enjoyed it. Like, it threw me off because I didn't expect uh, what it was going to be. But once I actually started and kind of took a step back, I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this. And the fact that he was like super in depth about everything, like held no secrets, that was enjoyable too.
Yeah, and I think in terms of like, we typically talk about like recommending this, and I think like Patty right next to me loved this because like she loves Jackie Chan, and she like grew up like watching his movies with her dad, like loved Jackie Chan and stuff. So I think anybody that like, I don't know, where I would say like, oh, I watched Police Story, like that was like the greatest thing. Like
Yeah.
you have to watch this because like this shows like how he did all that stuff and everything. So that's like, but I probably wouldn't recommend this to my parents, where it's like, I don't know, my parents probably don't give my mom probably doesn't give a crap about like seeing the, like she'll watch Police Story most likely,
Yeah.
but she probably
But
doesn't
not the behind the
like
scenes of
care
it.
about like, yeah, like my dad might, but it's like if you really enjoy Jackie Chan, I think you have to watch this at least
Yeah.
once just to understand. You appreciate him a little bit more, even though you've already probably appreciated him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like this shows you that like this dude is like crazy.
The man's a national treasure, man. Like,
I think so.
man is undoubtedly a national treasure. But yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
like
we could recommend this to anybody and they would enjoy it.
and the fact that where do we watch this on YouTube?
All right,
Like
watch it on
it's
YouTube.
available on YouTube.
Yeah,
So
for the free.
for like everyone has YouTube.
Yeah, literally everybody has, like, everybody has Netflix, but everybody has YouTube.
Yeah, right. So it's like this was actually like enjoyable. It's like an hour and 40 minutes, or like an hour
Yeah,
and 20 minutes or something, but like it goes through and you're like, you can totally believe like, oh, I'm gonna start like kicking walls and stuff and like jumping over my fence pretty easy.
hardcore parkour.
Yeah.
Just don't hurt yourself.
I
Like,
don't know.
if you try and do this, don't hurt yourself, please.
I know, right? Yeah, we're not condoning anything.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, any this was a quick one. Any last comments?
Yeah. I think we can add the link since it is on YouTube. We'll add the link. So if you do want to check it out, it's enjoyable. It's a quick watch, and yeah, it's another Jackie Chan film to add to your lists.
Yeah. All right, Kai, you want to take us out?
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for another. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Saturday Night Popcorn. I'm Kai.
And I'm Jason. I'll be back next week with another one. And please let us know if you've seen this Jackie Chan My Stunts in the comments, and let us know what you thought about it. And please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn.